problem we face isn't particularly the lack of wealth within the black economy. I think there is a great amount of wealth, particularly within America. There are, contrary to what you believe, there are many working black people working towards success. There are black unions in many top established universities. There are black unions in top Ivy League schools. There are black unions in top North American schools. There are working class black people who do own property, right? These black people do exist. I find that the main issue that I find with black people as a collective is there is a misguidance regarding how to use this wealth, the same wealth that we worked very hard to keep within our community. I find that it is sadly being pushed back to the person, being the white people who it came from. And this is the main issue that I wanted to address, that you have the quote-unquote low-income black people, which I don't like to use that word because personally I understand the barriers that these black people have to persist through, the level of abuse and disrespect that these black people go through in work and through school and so on. But regardless of this situation, you have these particular black people who perhaps have a more or less a spending habit problem, where they spend their wealth on material, non-profitable assets, jewelry, very expensive alcohol, parties, clubs, clothes, everything that is nothing more than a depreciating assets for the black people. And the real question you would have is, and I encourage every black person to try this. Go into your wardrobe right now and do a rough estimate of the cost of all of your clothes and your belongings. Go on your tech right now. Look at all the tech in your house, your PlayStation, your phone, your laptop. I'm not saying you don't need that, but anything that's in excess, first of all, add all the costs up. Do this with your jewelry. Do this with everything that you consider of value to you. Now, in those same categories, start pointing out the items which you know you don't really use and subtract that. And tell me how much you have left, because you will realize that your potential to earn and to regain your wealth back in 2026 is very possible to be established. And I would say a main problem we have is our lack of education when it comes to expenditure, because though those same items you can point out within your household which perhaps have not been in use are the same items which we have been living in an era as we speak, where these items can actually be marketed again. These items can be sold. You can even create your own online store. You can even create your own store through Shopify or Amazon. And you are very capable of getting these items where they need to be for an appropriate price and pulling that wealth to savings. I guarantee you, within a week, if you dedicate yourself to that, you will earn more than any minimum wage paying job that anybody in America would ever even consider you. And that would be enough to subsidize your rent. And trust me, believe me, I know black people, I know black households. I'm very well aware of some of the things that black people have lying around. You would understand how much value you really will pull towards these depreciating assets within a week. And then you could even understand how important it would be to readjust your financial decisions. I don't like to talk about wealth, and I don't like to talk about money. I believe those are white philosophies. I believe as Black people that's not what we need at the moment. But I will say the main key that I want you to draw from this is really focus on what you're spending your money on. I think a lot of Black people are just blowing money during a very, very tough times. And this is the issue. The fact that we are only a few years out of a pandemic, the fact that property prices are rising, tax, interest, and the only people who are accumulating these expenses and not having an effective way to strategize an ethical financial plan, I would find, are the Black people as a collective. And it is not until we truly understand how important it is to draw these assets, to draw these circumstances, to draw everything that we have ever learned, and kind of pull it within ourselves. If we can't work together, then this must be pulled within ourselves for the benefit of our future, and the finances, the wealth, the resources, the education, and everything that comes along with that must really be utilized in order to divert these assets to a better future. Simple things like just starting off with savings. I feel like the importance of it's just the worst thing you could ever be in this world is what the white people have painted you to be. And this is the thing that you will never grow to realize unless you understood the hidden psychology of white people, which is that they do not want to see Black people. And the reality of that is blatant. And you will find that reality to be true once you start searching on the other side, and you will realize the grass really isn't greener. And that is the sad reality. The grass is we cannot be afraid to be Black. And I think this is the one thing that a lot of Black people are not acknowledging, that the unity of the Black community is vital, and it's something that I have pushed so far. I don't know how many times I need to focus on that level of knowledge, but I really do want to voice across, this topic. It is genuinely it's a very undiscussed topic, perhaps misinterpreted too. But I can tell you right now that as somebody who connects with the Black community, I am very confident that the only thing missing is savings, and that is an all-around lesson. Save yourself from your white racist oppressors. Save yourself from this white society which profited nothing odd for nothing but the sacrifices of your elders. Save yourself from an economic crisis. Save yourself from being in a lifestyle of poverty. Save yourself from reckless spending. Save yourself from some of those dangerous habits that are enforced in rap music, by these puppets who claim to be black but have been put in those places by the white people to try and distract the black masses from furthering their logic and their education. I think that would be very important. I don't know how to focus more, rather than just urging you to really be authentic and embrace who you are. Embrace the fact that you're black too. There's nothing wrong with it. The reality is, you're either gonna go down as who you are, or you will go down as an oppressor, by the oppressor. And I'm telling you that even if your oppressor takes you down, or at least thinks they took you down, they never took away who you are. Your legacy will live. Your family will remember you. Future generations will remember you. We've seen it through the activists. We've seen it throughout history and throughout many examples of noble black people who laid their blackness like a carpet on the Hollywood floor to make sure that we are the future who is capable of passing through with the generation moving onwards.